We're back talking about Hamilton with Abdellah.
Inventory is still super low. Definitely seeing a big slowdown in the number of new listings. That's probably the most glaring thing. Still a little fierce out there, but I mean, there's opportunities to be had nonetheless. This is a listing that our team just put on the MLS. This is a giant condo.
Yeah.
Hundreds of units. Definitely a positive cash flow situation at 20% down. Turnkey in a sense where it's maintenance free, right? You're not back and forth. There's not a whole lot to deal with, except for also just kind of being in touch with the tenant. But again, the property management company is very in tune with all the tenants in the building. This one is not on the market yet. More so for first time investors here, I would say, or you may be on their second and third property. That is distressed. So, you're definitely getting into the whole renovation side of things. I would say it's pretty good BRRRR opportunity.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and we're back talking about Hamilton with Abdellah. Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad, Matt. How are you, man?
Doing well. And so before we jump into the presentation, because I know you've got a great presentation put together for us, just in general, what are you seeing going on these days in the Hamilton real estate market?
You know what? Nothing much has changed. Inventory is still super low. Competition's happening on, I'd say, most properties, but definitely seeing a big slowdown in the number of new listings. That's probably the most glaring thing that we'll talk about in the stats. So I would say that's the biggest takeaway. Still a little fierce out there, but I mean, there's opportunities to be had nonetheless.
All right. Well, let's jump into the presentation. We'll get it pulled up here on screen. Awesome.
Perfect. So guys, yeah, just to go over some stats here from August, just like we do every week. There was the median price point at 770, so kind of within the same range that July came in at. Again, a little guessing game and where September is going to be. I still think it's going to be within earshot with these type of stats. But again, yeah, let's create a little engagement here.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section, guys. What's your prediction for the average freehold in Hamilton for September 2021?
Perfect. Yeah, little snapshot here. What's been going on, Matt? So how August kind of turned out. We're this time around. I want to show you guys kind of three different styles here between detached, semi, and condo style. Again, the 2020 to 2021 average sale price, you're going to see that huge spread. It's going to be going on for quite some time, obviously with the violent shift that we have that everybody and their uncle knows about here. But yeah, just to kind of go through, a couple of the things that stood out to me is new listings were down 9% last month and 15% since last August. I would honestly simply, in my opinion, attribute that to, I think everybody knows, especially with COVID and as the restrictions are being released, nobody's really focused on putting their house in the market. Everybody's been gone away to cottages. Obviously, we know the cottage market's gone through the roof as well in the last couple of years, and just how kind of COVID's controlled that and, kind of direct people out of the city limits. So obviously a big number, big drop there as well. The average price for residential properties was almost $840, which was a decrease of nearly 1% from last month, but again up nearly 21% year over year from 2020 to 2021. So you're seeing that decrease word a lot. That's just obviously there's nowhere to go but a little bit downwards right now. And as the elections kind of all played out last night, we'll yet to see how that affects the real estate market going forward. Inventory available remained unchanged, right, with that absorption rate. So just to kind of give you a sense of inventories at the exact same kind of level. So with this kind of all being said, the average buyer is going to look at these 2021 prices. The average investor and be like, what the hell can I even buy that's going to cash flow with these type of price points, right? So what I'm aiming to do today is kind of veer a little bit away from the multi-unit stuff and the heavy duty cash flow stuff to the kind of more passive single family approach, which is becoming more popular now in Hamilton as rental rates are doing this at a rapid pace and kind of catching up to the single family style kind of approach. So that's going to be the focus on today.
Awesome.
Perfect, guys. So this is a listing that our team just put on the MLS. Again, just going to go with the theme here of the single family approach. This one's a little particular in a sense where, so this is a giant apartment or a condo,
yeah,
hundreds of units. It's in a lower East End Hamilton neighborhood, which has been thriving now for years in the Vincent neighborhood. It's basically as Hamilton transitions into lower Stoney Creek, which has always been super desirable, but kind of different play on it now in terms of an investment approach where this condo buildings was more or less in shambles in terms of how the condo was run, the reserve fund, all the kind of nitty gritty stuff that you would be looking at in terms of a condo and avoiding assessments and all that fun stuff. So we have this one up at just smidge under 400 grand, desirable family neighborhood, very heavily tenanted building. So it's already got that perception. We're seeing investors, a lot of investors, we're looking at condos period, but this is a very popular address for sure. So the really nice thing about this one is their property management company is on the ball. I've never seen something like this. It's just, even us listing it was a bit of a process as well, in terms of like they have everything super organized to the effect of if you walk into the condo, into the common area, they actually have like rental rates listed. So they're trying to engage with anybody that's walking through there. It's actually pretty cool. I've never seen it done this way. But obviously, and we're super fortunate to get a listing here as well. But to get into the numbers here, so it's 1,125 square foot. These are really cool because they are two-story. They're multi-level.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So basically, you feel like you're in a home, right? Not some kind of suffocating condo. Obviously, which is going to appeal to tenants, right? So you got main floor, basically just your living room, kitchen, really good size. 2 balconies, and then upstairs you have your bedrooms and your only bath. This one's got it's got the opportunity for some lift as well through cosmetics, which is nice. And then the building itself, I mean, it doesn't show overly well, but they are, like I said, it's very well managed. So I know windows are being done there soon. Balconies are being freshened up, so it's really on the rise. And this would be an excellent time to kind of get in while the price points are still, relatively achievable. Condo fees are $488 here. I know we don't have it up here, but they're $488. But it does include absolutely everything. And the nice thing is hydro is separate. So any tenant that you're securing is going to be paying their own hydro, essentially. So definitely a positive cash flow situation at 20% down. Especially on a 30-year end there as well, but just kind of trying to give a different angle to more kind of, I wouldn't necessarily call it passive, but a little less investors that are just kind of turnkey in a sense where it's maintenance free, right? And you're not back and forth. There's not a whole lot to deal with, except for also just kind of being in touch with the tenant. But again, the property management company is very in tune with all the tenants in the building. A lot of good communication that goes back and forth, and that's kind of a selling point to me as well, right? If I'm trying to drive an investor to buy here, that it's when a condo building is well managed, and they're going to be taking a lot of the responsibility and dealing with the tenant. Obviously, you're paying your standard, your standard management fees, but it definitely goes a long way. Kind of, it's a unique situation, where there's again the opportunity to catch it on the way up, as opposed to something that's already kind of saturated there.
Yeah, appreciate you sharing this opportunity with us. And so right now, is it currently rented or is it vacant?
Yeah, exactly. So it's currently rented now to long-term tenants. Vacant possession is definitely available. And again, the majority of the building is tenanted. So it's well known in that sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's even to any commuter, it's right off the Red Hill. Right off the highway access there. So just kind of another positive point there in terms of securing a tenant there. Another single family opportunity that this is another listing of ours as well. So Stoney Creekish, but this actually is directly in Stoney Creek. So it's further east, but it's on the Stoney Creek Mountain. Just to go back, Hamilton's kind of split up that way.
Yeah.
This one we have listed at 700. Rent here it's probably in the mid twos, so it's renovated real nice. 1,050 square feet, 3-bed, 1-bath. Really nice second floor as well, fully finished basement. Everything's been done to it: electrical, plumbing, cosmetics, appliances. Got a nice walkout off the kitchen as well into the backyard, which has been freshly sodded, some interlock there as well. Again, you're not your multi-unit approach, but turnkey. It's maintenance free. The condo fees are $155, so they do cover your exterior maintenance, your snow maintenance, your lawn maintenance. There's really not much to do here. The windows are brand new as well. The condo corp is in great shape. The roof's in good shape. So I mean, your big ticket items are taken care of. It's basically turn and go. 2,500, you put the utilities on the tenant, and then with 20 points down, probably close to 30 amortization there, you're in a positive cash flow situation as well. Again, kind of maintenance free, but now dealing with kind of some higher rents in a different area. So it's an older complex. It was built 15, 20 years ago, but it's really well maintained.
Gotcha.
So yeah, another kind of maintenance free look at an investment there. This one is not on the market yet. So this is in the north end. I know the north end probably scares a lot of people when talking about Hamilton, but it's in an untapped area where you always want to be first at the party. That's kind of my line when I talk to investors. More so for first time investors here, I would say, or maybe on their second and third property. It doesn't look like it, but there is the ability to do 2 units here. The basement's nice and high. It comes off the back there. Huge lot. It's almost 200 feet deep. That is distressed, so you're definitely getting into the whole renovation side of things. I would say it's pretty good BRRRR opportunity. Won't be kind of a full extraction of capital out of the gate, just because the area hasn't fully developed, right? There's Collective Arts just opened up a brewery, a couple of big businesses down the street as well. So you can tell it's coming forth for sure. Roof's in good shape there. Windows are in good shape. Furnace is in good shape as well. So again, your big ticket items taken care of, which is ideal, but definitely a nice renter to be had there. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath unit on the main floor. And the opportunity to throw, I would probably do a bachelor in the basement, dedicated entrance again. No parking, but a lot of street parking. They're pretty unrestricted. Again, completely off the market. Something that this is a client of ours here as well. And I mean, for anything freehold in the city at $350,000, I think you're in good shape on the way in.
Yeah, I was going to say I was shocked to see that number, to be honest. So
yeah. So, an investor client of ours that he was going to go and renovate it himself, and we guided him in a sense where, look, anywhere in Hamilton, it does sound funny. A lot of people, the more the stress, the better, the more eyes on it. So we're trying to get him, top dollar in that sense. But again, off market, any interest, obviously, let us know in the comments or reach out to Matt, and we can definitely get you guys through.
Yeah, really appreciate you bringing off-market pocket listing for us, because again, those sometimes can be some amazing opportunities, and it's also just a great example of why you need to work with a realtor that regularly deals with investors, right? Because I'm sure this isn't the only pocket listing you likely had this year.
Yeah, we're definitely, we always have a few on the go. We're happy to share them off market, obviously, in a win-win situation. But yeah, I'd like to think that we can play that angle better than most in terms of bringing some quality investments without the hassle of going to market and battling against 15, 20, 25 offers in some cases. But again, definitely I would say a longer term BRRRR where there'd be multiple refinances within reason there. But definitely a great opportunity for somebody that wants to kind of to enter the Hamilton market. And again, just a little case study here, Matt. So in terms of recent deals, this one actually my clients purchased last year. So going back to like this kind of the bread and butter that we do in converting these single family homes into these 2 units. So we picked this one up for $615. Just got highlighting now because now we've set the rents as of a week or two ago. We just secured the unit 2 tenant there. It's got a nice big detached garage. The rental cost was about $120 with the conversion. This is almost perfect in a sense where we didn't need a minor variance, but we were off by like a couple feet in terms of the width requirements for parking. So a little bit of a battle last year, but again, that's just shouldn't be scaring anybody. That's just a tactic there in terms of what you see there, 540 to 615. Again, these bungalows, to be transparent, they're definitely not as cheap as they used to be. But again, obviously with the everything shifted, the purchase price, but now your refinance on your ARV it's relative to where the price point is on the entry. So again, we have the 1900 plus hydro, really nice 2-bed, 1-bath, in-suite laundry, the works, nice 8-foot ceilings. And then, so this is owner occupied. So just kind of touch on that a bit as well. So these are clients of mine that are now, they decided, so when I met with them last year, we decided, hey, let's use the house hacking approach, the quote unquote live rent approach first, get into the market at, the price point that we were looking at that was within their budget at the time. Now, you get in there, you convert it, you drive up the value. They pulled out 95% of their capital at that $80,000 appraisal. Obviously now they have the tenant paying $1,900 of their carrying costs, which is this day and age, I don't care who you are, that's absolutely huge, right? Cover all the 70-75% of your monthly carrying cost. And now, a lot of people they're going to go the trophy house, the trophy house route first, where I try to angle people, obviously with their vision in line as well with what I'm thinking. They want investment first, keeping that heavy cash flow, and now we're in the process of finding them their kind of family home that they're going to look to raise their kids. We're going to get in and around $2,400 there plus hydro. Their unit's really nice, 1,200 square feet, 3-bed, 1-bath, modern touches, really nicely done, open concept. Endless parking here as well. So you're basically, I don't know how clear that is, but you're 2-car parking per unit there, which is unheard of.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So they're in single file there, but both units have access. So I know the tenant in the basement only has 1 car, but now you have visitor parking, which is always nice. Just an added bonus. But again, this is the kind of live and rent first. This is what we've done on the personal side with our portfolio. That's what we started in terms of investing, right? We didn't just go straight to kind of pure cash flow, but let's do the cold live and rent. And As you build that portfolio, you're moving out into your next place and just kind of wash, rinse, repeat. But again, what are we at there? 43. So you're in the mid 4,000s in terms of rent. So your cash flow in there close to $1,000 a month, maybe a little bit more, right? And now you have an asset that's paid for itself. You're on the plus per month, and now you can leverage that, between kind of negating your carrying costs as well as your cash flow to leverage towards your kind of primary residence there. So it's a really a win-win situation. Obviously, timing was a big factor there as well, but it all worked out, and they couldn't be happier that they started an investment first before they chose their next place.
Yeah, really appreciate you sharing these real life examples, because I think it really lets people understand, what does this actually look like if I want to execute on a deal in Hamilton.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that's we're client centric too, Matt. Like, we're obviously at the end of the day, everybody wants to get the deal done. That's the primary focus, but we like to have these in-depth conversations, these consultations, right? Pardon me. Where, we kind of lay out, like, what's the plan? What's the 3, 4, 5-year goal, right? Is it, I just kind of is it flipping houses, building capital, and just kind of rolling into the next? I know a lot of people that do that, right? Buy a house, rest, gut it, finish it to the 9s, sell in 3 years, and on they go. And they'll do that throughout their whole life cycle, right? So it's just about digging deep, essentially. But I'm glad they're super happy, and obviously that's what we're always aiming for. This next one, we have clients that have it under contract right now. Again, it's always about the off-market stuff in here in Hamilton. That's where you're really going to get the really sweet deals. Not to say that, I can go on the MLS right now and pick out 2-3 deals that would work for anybody. So this one is a bit of a different approach, single family, but it's in a high-end suburban neighborhood in Ancaster. Just, you don't know, just kind of on the outskirts of Hamilton. Very westerly, right off the 403, essentially. Some really giant homes, lots of green space. This is like essentially the cream of the crop in terms of primary residences. So this one was picked up off market, available for assignment, kind of at a price point that's to be determined, but still a lot of meat on the bones, where there are homes in the area selling for 1.3 to 1.4. Obviously, everything's going to be dependent on finishes as well. But when you're in a neighborhood, or when you're in a city like Ancaster, a town like Ancaster, there's only one way you finish a product, and that's to the 9s. So again, readily available in terms of an opportunity there, and a bit of a different look. This is obviously more for the flippers than like I said, a flip and rent, or a flipping kind of end user type style. But again, a lot of meat on the bones, and you're going to find the highest price points in Ancaster out of all the neighborhoods, essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love the variety of deals you brought to us this week.
Yeah, we just always trying to think outside the box here for the most part, and just with the assignment stuff, like, just to kind of put out, they're not the most straightforward deals. Like, you need somebody that really knows how they work, and it can be super tricky. A lot of lawyers, they look at assignments a little differently, ethically, and just logic behind the scenarios. But also we take great pride in making sure our clients understand what's going on here, and the kind of the wins and pitfalls of how this all works. But yeah, we're starting to ramp up the kind of this angle here on the investment side, just because it can be super lucrative.
Yeah. At the end of the day, investors just need more opportunities, more deals, right?
Exactly. However you can get it, with the right type of guidance, right? It's just, and it's step by step, right? You're not going to be jumping into an assignment on your first deal, but again, it's just another kind of revenue stream that you can add to the arsenal. And I think this is the last slide here, Matt. So this is Westgate on Main. just to give you some quick insight. So this is Lower West Hamilton, the Lock Street area, right? Lock Street, the very, very popular name. Super expensive homes in and around. They just finished, well, not just finished, but there's 101 Lock there, which was, things sold out in a minute. One of the most sought after condos. Like, everybody wants that address, 101 Lock. You ask anybody in Hamilton, especially in that area, they'll know what you're talking about. Again, this is just around the corner from there. They are dwindling down in inventory. I think there's only 1 beds left here, though, and the 1+ dens. But again, super lucrative area. This is literally, you can throw a football to the 403, and there's different access points, right? From the Lower West End, you get into, you can angle out to the Brantford Ancaster area, which is going west. You can break to Toronto easily, get into Westdale. So kind of, really central in terms of those access points. So extended deposit structure here, which is kind of unusual. Usually, if you're getting into most new builds, you'll see 30, 60, 90, 120, whereas they've done this extended one, right? Because they are essentially, they're asking for 20% down, which, that's a lot of capital to tie up. Expected occupancy here is in 2025. Things to highlight, obviously, is the free assignment. That doesn't mean that you're not paying the legals. So you'll be paying the legals for the builder's lawyer. But again, you're getting in early enough where, assignment fees can almost destroy margins at times, right? So you got to be really careful as to what the offer looks like from a builder. You're getting a deal. So at a regular price at $5,000, you're getting a free assignment less the lawyer fees. Another big thing is a permission lease during occupancy, right? Where the occupancy period between, formally closing on it, essentially, when basically you need to wait for the builder to get to an occupancy level for their own kind of financing type thing is kind of best way to, there's kind of like a small gap in between that and formally closing or formally owning the unit. Cap development charges, which is always nice. Those can get out of hand and can blindside people. So that's another element there to watch out for. But again, back to deposit structure, you're looking at just to kind of relieve the capital. So 5,000 on signing, which is super standard, 5 or 10 grand, balance of 5% and 30. But then the nice thing is that's gapped. They go straight to 90, and then you don't have to worry about it from 90 to 370, and then another 5% on occupancy, which will vary. But they're looking to start closing these things in 2025. Again, some of the highest rents you'll see in the city will be in the Lower West End area here in the main West area. This is a boutique, but it's going to be done to the nines. I've seen some of the renderings. If you guys want to go check it out online, it's really chic and it really just plays to the area.
Awesome. Yeah. Again, really appreciate you bringing just this variety of opportunities to the audience there, Abdellah. And again, just sharing your insights on what's going on in the Hamilton real estate market, because I think these days more than ever, people hear so many different kind of rumors or someone's opinion about what's going on in the market. And it can be really easy to get caught up in the emotions of it, where we really just need to take a step back, focus on the data, right? Start talking to local experts and get an understanding of what's going on in the markets that we're looking to invest in. So for anyone at home, if you guys are looking to invest in Hamilton, really do encourage you guys to reach out. There'll be a link in the video description down below to all of Abdellah's contact information. And as well, you can find him, his website, email address, all that good stuff, video description. And again, just appreciate you sharing your insights and wisdom.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Matt. Yeah, man, always happy to, we'll be trying to do this every month and just bring in a variety of different angles. So, we can kind of, get people thinking about different angles in investing, and always happy to help. Just takes one phone call to kind of dig in and set a plan to get it in motion.
Awesome. Well, anyone else watching this at home, if you guys have any sort of deals or types of properties you would like us to showcase in the future, let us know in the comment section. Feel free, if you guys want to see more single family properties, more condos, more whatever, let us know. We're always open to your feedback.